Shoot, we might actually be live. Welcome, everyone. This is episode number 2, Liquid Live. And like we talked about yesterday, this is going to be basically just behind the scenes, just hanging out, getting to see what day-to-day operations are in terms of how Lucky Tackle Box works, and then the FLW stuff as well that I'm involved with. Basically just kind of life around fishing. I get questions all the time, people asking about how they get into what I do. They want to get into the fishing industry somehow and stuff, and you got to get a little taste of what kind of goes into that and just a little day-to-day stuff, and figure out your own path to becoming it as well, or just get entertained as well. So anyway, Team Racket doing better. What's up, Team Racket? So anyway, guys, what we're doing right now is just tackle prep and stuff. I didn't make it out of the water today because I ended up having a lot of stuff to do around the office. Put up a new white screen, so there's a huge white backdrop over there. I'll show you guys in a little bit. I did some stuff up in the office upstairs as well because we got the tiki bar all set up. There's actually a whole tiki bar. The upstairs to this garage here is the editing room, basically the idea room. And so there's the tiki bar, there's couches, there's a bar top, and then there's a killer computer that can do some amazing editing and stuff. And so that was a big deal, and slowly getting more and more of that basically laid out how the vision originally was, because I want that to be an idea space up there. I want it to be a comfortable little area, and that's been the goal. And you know, we get sidetracked with other stuff, but it keeps progressing and progressing through. So got some of that stuff done today, and now I get on a plane first thing tomorrow morning. I got to be, my plane leaves at 9:30 in San Jose, which is about 2 hours away. And I'm flying all the way out to South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, for the Lake Murray FLW Forest Wood Cup. A tournament that I would love to win someday. I think that anyone that fishes definitely dreams about being at the Forest Wood Cup and coming in with the winning bag of fish. So big payday for somebody this weekend. If any of you guys are in that area, you got to come say what's up. There's a huge convention, tons of different lure companies, all kinds of different vendors are going to be there. It should be a blast. This will be the first time I've gone out to one of these, and I'm actually going to be working. I'm doing the hosting for FLW, so I've been also doing a lot of prep for that, kind of looking into the backgrounds of previous tournaments. Looking up the last events that were at Lake Murray, so I can kind of do my homework. I've never been to Lake Murray, so I've got to actually do some homework and see how that lake fishes and get some talking points. We've got to do 6 hours of live commentating, and normally I do 2 days of 4 hours apiece. This is going to be 3 days of 6 hours apiece, so 18. So I go from 8 hours to 18 hours of live coverage. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. But I'm going to get to hang out with Byron Velvick. He's always got a lot to say, so it makes things easier. And then Rob Newell, a great guy as well. He's actually going to be the co-host with me, and possibly doing that more next year. We'll see. So anyway, I'm leaving first thing in the morning, and I'm going to have to kind of put all my attention towards that through the rest of this weekend. So when I get back, though, I've got to hit the ground running and get a lot of videos done. I've got to go straight to the lake and get some things going. So with so many things to get ready, I got to get rods and reels ready. I got to get some of these outlines of how I want these videos to be. I got to write the scripts all out, which I've done a little bit of. And then I've got to get all the cameras, batteries recharged and set up in here. And so that's kind of what I'm doing right now is getting these, making sure I got batteries set, SD cards erased, and planning out where I'm going to have each one of these cameras so that I can execute the different shots that I want to get done and really step up the game. Because now that I've been out of the game a little bit, I was away a little bit sick. I just happened to look down. Kimber, is Golden Ticket coming back? Absolutely. You guys, this is not LTB Live right now, though. LTB Live is the 20th of every month, and that's kind of why I'm doing these live things is to get a little more traction with live, basically practice with some of the new tools I have. If you see me looking down, I can actually, I'm watching my screen from this new camera. I got this new Mevo camera that actually is got some cool features. It actually will follow. Right now it just went out of that camera angle. Let's see if I can move it over to that one. So I've got a lot of new little toys that I can move around. See how that's following me? Oh, and it moved away from you guys again. I got it on random right now. So, but the idea is these new cameras and stuff, we're always trying to stay up with the technology. Look at that. And as you can see, I'm still getting used to using it. And so I'm going to take off. I want live follow. I don't want autopilot. There we go. So watch this. Wait, you didn't get a ticket this month? Okay. That's the first I've heard of that, Kimber. So I will actually bring that up in the meeting and figure out what's going on. All right, that's good to know. And thank you for bringing that up. So anyway, so this new camera, check this out. I am walking around and the camera is following me. How cool is that? And I don't have anything, I don't have like a little puck that it knows to follow me. It's face recognition. And so if there was two people standing here, it would be able to follow both people. Whatever screen you picked, that would be the one that would actually show to you guys. But the camera would be able to follow multiple faces back and forth. So as technology keeps improving, I try to stay on the cutting edge of that. But the reality is, to be comfortable with all this stuff, I've got to actually use it consistently. So that's what's going on with this live podcast that I'm going to keep doing. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep using the new tools and equipment that we have to stay up to date. And I'm going to put this back on auto rotate. So hopefully you guys are seeing multiple camera angles. It'll keep switching around camera angles and keeping it interesting. So, and that's what I'm doing right now, you guys. Basically just giving you guys a quick little insight of what's up. I'm going to re-rig some of these rods right now so that I'm going to film a lipless crankbait video when I get back. And then I'm going to film a chatterbait trailer. I'll give you guys a teaser for what's coming up in the September box. So right now I'm filming the August box. The August product videos are going to be coming out all this week. They're going to be released every other day. So those are already filmed, edited, but now it's time to work on the September videos. So a sneak peek on one of those is the Yamamoto Zaco, which is their little swim bait looking thing, but it was designed by Brett Hite, who is the master of chatterbait fishing. And it was designed to be a trailer on a chatterbait. And actually, you know, where a lot of swim baits, you're like, oh, it's got tons of action. I want tons of action on my swim bait. I'm gonna show you. Like this little, this is made by Rage Tail, Strike King swim bait. Got the big paddle tail on there. Need sneak peeks. All right, I'll get you a sneak peek going there. So this is the swim bait that most people use. Swim baits like this, right? But, all right, now you're getting me in the boat here. You guys want a sneak peek? You're gonna get a sneak peek. Hopefully I don't knock everything over. I'm pretty sure this just came out last ICAST. They just released this. Almost positive. No, they released it at the Bassmaster Classic. So just this year they released this little guy, and the cutter worm was coming this month. No cutter worm. If you're talking about cutter worm, no, the cutter worm was a couple months ago, right? Because I filmed a video of it not too long ago. I think it was like 2 months ago the cutter worm was in. But, and that's not, the lure, that Strike King, that's not coming in the box. It's actually going to be the Zaco. And so this is this tail. Now let's try to test this stuff right now. Let's test some of this. I'm going to move over here a little bit. And then I'm going to go. So that's about as much as I can zoom in there. But anyway, see that tail? It doesn't have a wide wobble. It doesn't displace a lot of water because Brett Hite really wanted something that had a tighter wobble to it. So as that chatterbait's vibrating, this still has, has a good kick, but it has a tighter kick. So you can kind of work it quickly, and it's a very effective, it's got a nice big profile, very effective chatterbait trailer right there. Something that they really worked hard on, came together and created a great little bait. Now, the other thing that this does, so I'm going to throw it on a chatterbait as part of the video. I'm also going to throw it a couple different ways. I'm going to throw it on a scrounger head, and I'm also going to show it thrown as like a punching bait. because there's so many little bait fish and stuff, and people are so, when they're punching and flipping, they use crawdad style baits. They use just the traditional beaver style baits, when there's a lot of guys, and they're not talking a lot about it, but they're using baits that resemble more of bait fish looking lures, like this little Zacho right here, which is, there's so many little bluegill, little baby bass, little shad, little things like that that are swimming in those little grass piles and the stuff that you're flipping and everything, that this is a great bait. And so I really want to talk about that in the video. So right now I'm going to then gear up a punch rig, a chatterbait rig, a scrounger head rig, and that's all going to be with the Zacho. And then for the lipless, I'll just have one spinning rod. I might have one bait casting set up with this little lipless, but this is actually a lighter little style lipless, which I like. And so I'm going to use it on a spinning rod, which I rarely do, but it's going to be more to just show how versatile these things can be, because I love doing videos on lipless crankbaits. So anyway, guys, on the last video yesterday, it just ended abruptly. I think it was because the Mevo battery died. So that's the other thing, is I've got to get the timing on all these things down a little bit more, so I can kind of gauge how long it's going to give me some live feeds before we go blank, because I know we're going to be out on the water, and I know there's going to be some fish biting, and I'm going to be in a killer bite, and I'm going to try to go live, and it's just going to die right when the action starts. So by always practicing like this, I'm going to be able to have it dialed in, so when the action starts, I'm going to be able to make sure to give you all the coverage. Anyway, guys, if you're subscribed to the channel, thanks for being a subscriber. But also hit that little notification button down at the bottom. There's a little tab. If you hit that notification button, that'll make sure that anytime we go live, you will get an alert, so that you will be able to follow us live. The idea of the show, like I talked about yesterday, is I'm going to do a little 15, 20-minute show every single day live, and just bring you into what I'm doing. Tomorrow is going to be a little tricky. I think it might be later in the day tomorrow, because I'm going to be flying most of the day. So once I get into the hotel, wherever I'm staying tomorrow, I'll set up a live feed there. And then the rest of the feeds of the weekend are going to be at Lake Murray, or at the convention center there at the FLW. It should be some really cool little live feeds. I'll get some guests in, and we'll kind of have some fun with that. And then along with doing one live cast every day, I'll be doing random, just quick little blurbs as well. We'll go live. Anytime there's something cool I think you guys will find interesting, that's when I'll go live. And it might be for 2 minutes. It might be for 10 minutes. Whether it's fishing, whether it's hanging out with somebody I think you guys are going to think is interesting. It's all about making sure you have that notification turned on so you can tune in with that. Anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I got to hurry up and get packed and do laundry. I don't even have any clean clothes yet for South Carolina, so I've got to get home and get that stuff done. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Throw a thumbs up, and just know, if you're not thoroughly entertained yet, this show's only going to keep getting better. This is only number 2. So keep watching, because the more you don't like these episodes, the more happy you're going to be when it finally becomes better. The people that jump in later, they're just going to think it was always like that, and you will be one of the original OGs watching from the get-go. Anyway, later, guys. I will see you mañana.